Hi, thank you for joining us today. We'll be interviewing the developer for Arctic Olympics, a brand new family-style game that we have released on Synthesis and Springboard VR just a few short weeks ago. It's a great game for the family. I'm excited for you to see the interview. I guess my first question is, the first game I played of yours was Espionage Escape. And then we went from solving puzzles and mysteries to picking up slingshots with penguins. How do we get from espionage to penguins?
Yeah, well, actually the games are not connected at all. Well, for Arctic Olympics, we the main idea was that there is a younger audience that wants to play VR games, and that comes like with their parents into VR arcade, and they're looking for games that are not that violent and maybe a little bit more cozy and so on. And we already had another game with penguins we made before called Frozen Factory, and so we thought, for this idea, penguins would fit again quite good. Especially like you don't need to model like your hands because you just have flippers, and so you don't have an exact hand model and cannot use single fingers, but you just interact with your whole flipper, which makes it even easier for first-time VR users.
That's true. I didn't think about it like that. That you don't have to worry about fingers and doing the grip button. You just have your flipper and you pick up your slingshot and you're off to the Olympics. Are there any plans to add any more? I know you've got the slingshot and stuff like that. Is there plans to add other things to the Penguins' arsenal?
Yeah, actually it was planned as a kind of collection of mini games. We started with the slingshots, but it was always meant to be, okay, we need to add other disciplines over time, so really make it an Arctic Olympics. So the penguins compete in different disciplines. Maybe a little bit like a Mario Party kind of collection of mini games.
That's awesome. One of my favorite games is Mario Party. Can you talk about any of the other games, or is that still quiet?
No, I can't really announce anything regarding that.
I understand. What has been your favorite part of the game so far?
My favorite piece of that game? Well, I like the different kind of ammo you have. They have different special effects. You can use fire or this I like this ice freeze effect. Like you have an ice cube, you shoot it, and then a whole bunch of enemies are frozen and they cannot move anymore. You have some time to hit them.
How has the community responded? Have you had any good feedback that you've been able to implement or use?
Yeah, we get some really good feedback. It's also like it's a really, like, the main feedback is that it's a really nice game for a group of people just want to have some fun. Like it's really like they kind of compete also really fast on this game and want to be better than the others, and so that's kind of good. And they ask for more, like can we have more different ammo, or can we have more levels and more variation? So, but that's just, I think, a sign that they like what they see and that they want more of it.
I know that my kids have really liked the game. I have six kids that range from 8 to 19. And they've all got to play it, and they're all a pretty big fan. It's actually, my middle daughter is the best of all the children, so she has bragging rights in the house.
Yeah. Yeah. We also have like the kids of our game director are also always used as playtesters when we develop.
Yeah, I opened my first arcade in 2017. They've been playing games now for 8+ years, but they love the Arctic Olympics, and it's because they like to say who's better.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you find out that you compete, that you get points, and you really want to like be better than the others.
Exactly. Is there a time frame for new stuff for Arctic Olympics? Is it like the summer, or is it?
No, we have no time frames, and waiting for feedback and how the game is perceived in the market, and then we might start with add-ons to that game. We have in mind some extra mode, weapons, or it would be like small extras that could come in the future. And then, it also depends on how well received the game will be in the market. And
you just started talking about Mario Party and got me very excited.
Yeah. I mean, we have lots of ideas what we could do.
Me and my kids are definitely looking forward to what you guys have in store. Are there any Easter eggs that players could find in Arctic Olympics?
Yeah, man, good question. I think there's one Easter egg. I don't know if you could call it Easter egg, but there's this hidden animal somewhere in the level.
So there's a hidden animal somewhere in the level.
Hidden animal somewhere in Arctic Olympics in one of the levels. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe a hint what could come next.
I like that a lot. All right.
Yeah.
I will keep my eye out for this hidden animal, and if I find it, I'm going to email you and see if I've got the correct animal or not. Are there any final thoughts you have?
Yeah, I mean, actually, the development of the game, I think it's always as in game development that like your vision in the beginning changes during the development and the product that comes out at the end. At some point, very different from what we designed in the first place. And in Arctic Olympics is what, for example, that we in the beginning we had static slingshots in the game. Like that you have them at certain position in the level and you need to walk there and then you can use them there.
Okay.
And there were like huge slingshots, like 2 meters high. We did some play tests with that, and like our idea was that like the players would then go sometimes to that side and then they would go to the other side when other static slingshot is, and then we go to that side. So there's a lot of movement in between, and they would change the sides because because of the enemies and the ammo they got, so they need to move around. But when we did play tests with that, we found out that most players just stand at one of these static slingshots and won't move at all. And we wanted to create a game where we have a lot of movement. It's designed for a free roam space, so you have like 4 or 5 players like moving around. And this wasn't the case. So we changed that to, and now we have these these mobile slingshots that you have in your hand and that you can just use from everywhere. And now actually the players move more, and of course we also changed a little bit the appearance of the enemies and the targets and so on, so that you have a reason to move around, and also the spawning of the ammo on the island varies, and you also want to get the specific ammo or the best one or so, and so we got a movement into this game.
That's really interesting that you kind of had to change your whole outlook on how the shooting would be. And I see what you mean. Like, you would think if there was a slingshot facing each snowman island, that they would run to whichever slingshot the island started spawning. Yeah. That's really interesting.
And we also thought that there might be a fight between the players, because we said, okay, if it's 4 players, then we only put 3 slingshots in the level. So there's a need to you need to be at the slingshot, but you also need to go away to grab your ammo and put it in the slingshot, and there's some back and forth. But it wasn't the case.
One of the players could have been like the ammo person that's bringing ammo for the other 3.
Yeah.
But
yeah, exactly. You could create these kind of co-op, or even form teams and play 2 versus 2, and
right. That's really interesting.
Yeah. But actually the player didn't they behave differently, and this is and then you need to adapt your design and see what works better.
No, that makes sense. And that's just really interesting that I never would have thought of, you had to completely change your, okay, we can't make this static, we're going to have to make these so that the slingshot goes in their flipper and they're actually moving around. Are there any other things like that, either for this game or Espionage Express, that you really had to completely change because of how players interacted with the game?
Like completely changed something. Always little things like, actually for Espionage Express, what we had a big change in the design of the game and the story. Basically in the beginning we had a much more realistic approach, not only like visually in means of like photorealistic graphics or so, but a more realistic graphic style, but later on we changed it to this more like comic like look, because we thought it fits much better to the game, and also the humor and the story and of the narrator that is came into this later, because we had felt that it fits better to the gameplay than a serious story.
Whimsical is always better than serious, or sarcastic is always better than serious. Thank you so much for watching today's interview. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for Eike for joining me today. Make sure you check out Arctic Olympics and Espionage Escape, both from the same company. And make sure to check out the channel for more content and more interviews coming soon. Have a great rest of your day.